Bit Different, everybody. This is Cetine.
And this is Rob. Hi.
Hey, Rob.
Hello.
What's up?
Nothing. How you doing?
Shirt.
Thank you. It's a Fallout shirt. There's all sorts of various Vault Boys on it.
It's really cool.
Thanks.
It's something that I could see at Gallery 82 on Melrose.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe I Am 8-Bit.
Mm-hmm. It's very...
Speaking of I Am 8-Bit, let's get them on the podcast.
Yeah, and that's the one time we will mention them this week. I actually don't have anything in the other stuff to talk about them about. So this is like
This is it.
Our one obligatory.
This is the plug.
I Am 8-Bit plug. Yeah.
And they don't even pay us for it, which is nice.
Okay, well,
so we
yeah.
must actually like it.
Seriously, you gotta represent.
Yeah. What have you been up to? What's going on? I saw you a couple days ago.
You did. Well, yeah, like your brother and his wife were visiting from out of town.
Yes.
And, yeah, so we went to a brewery, and many a brews were had.
Angel City Brewery. If you
Yes.
haven't been, you should go. It's in LA downtown.
The Arts District.
Some very flavorful beer.
Yeah. I had many blondes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the Maryland.
I didn't drink as much as I would have liked to because I knew I was going to be driving. So.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't driving, so I was able to just kind of just do it.
Yeah, that's what I would have been like if I wasn't now a concerned citizen with a car.
Seriously, look at you, driving a car, being responsible.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, and then after that, we got the whole crew back together. It was kind of nice. Like, I feel so bad. Like, we used to have these game nights with, you know, like just a whole bunch of mutual friends.
Yeah.
That Travis and Crystal kind of brought together.
Yeah.
And we've all been really bad. We've all been kind of busy and I guess lost in ourselves. And
we all live in different cities now.
we do.
So there's that.
And so, but you know, most of them are in like Palms, Culver City. Like they're not that
Not
far
too
away
far.
from us. Like technically, you and I are in different cities because I'm actually just in Los Angeles
Good point.
and you are in West Hollywood.
Yes.
So,
That's true.
Yes.
We are our own city.
so afterwards, we ended up back at me and Todd's place for more drinking and some Jackbox.
Yeah, and Jackbox 4.
Jackbox 4.
It's pretty
It
good.
was good.
I wish they would have done Murder Party on that one.
A good murder party update would have been awesome.
That's my favorite Jackbox.
Well, we ended up going back into Jackbox 3 to do Trivia Murder Party.
Yeah.
Because that
Or
one-
2.
3.
Okay.
That one's in 3.
There you go.
Totally worth it. Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was good to see them. I'm glad they were in town, and I'm glad that they got the whole crew back together
Yeah.
for a drunken night of
For one whole night.
yeah, for a
With
drunken night of drinking.
And donuts.
And oh god, donuts. Yeah.
I had 3.
I had none. I actually feel really good, but it
They
was
were so good.
it was
Mitchell's.
That was definitely pushing it because that box was just staring me in the face. But yeah, I love it. On the way home, we like texted everybody like, "Hold on, we have to go to the liquor store because Todd wanted to get a bottle of Frangelico." And then like everyone responds, "We're going to the donut store." And I was like, "All right then."
As one does at
Yeah.
2 in the morning.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. But, yeah. Well, it was fun while it lasted. But it's over now, so let's move on.
Yep. Then the next day, I woke up early and went to work on a Sunday.
I did not. I think I cleaned because Keith is moving, so we had a going away party.
Which I
is
felt
sad.
bad. I worked through that.
Yeah, and you didn't make it. Actually, everybody that I knew didn't make it, so I basically made the rounds. I would go into my room, and I'd come out, get a drink, eat some food, circle the party, and then go back to my room. And then I did that like 3 times, and I just passed out on my bed at like 10:30. That was my night.
That sounds.
It was
I mean,
so nice.
seriously, I would love to fall asleep before like I don't know.
Except I've been
1.
sleeping a lot lately, so it's not great, but
I'm very jealous. I wish I was getting sleep.
yeah, well. Do you though? Do you?
Yeah. Yeah. This entire weekend, I woke up either same time as normal to go to work or earlier than normal to go to work. But on the upside, we got a really, really, really great project done this weekend that I can't wait to be out in the wild so I can talk about it.
Yeah.
But it's a trailer that I'm very proud of, and it's very, very cool. So
I can't wait to hear about it.
yeah, like shameless tease of a plug where we will talk about that
You're
in
such
the
a
future.
flirt, Rob.
I know.
How dare you?
So, but yeah, not a whole lot else I'm
No.
up to. I got a little bit of stuff. What else have you been up to?
I mean, Nothing, honestly, all that except the party and then that going. But I want to tell this little story because I think it's so funny.
Please do.
So, my roommate is very squeamish, and he gets scared very easily. And so, I love to scare the shit out of him.
I would so not be okay
But
with
he
that.
started it.
Oh, okay.
He did it first, and I said, "Oh, you're gonna regret the day you did this."
Are you jumpy?
I am when somebody's wearing a big rabbit head hiding in my room.
Okay, that is not okay.
No. Yeah, that Boingo or whatever from Broad City, Boingo, the big blue bunny.
Okay, I actually, it's fine. I like Broad City, but I don't think I've seen that character.
Okay, I guess he's a figment of her imagination and happens in grocery stores and he pops up. But anyhow, so he scared me with that, but that was the last time because now he's scared for his life because I will pop up at any corner and scare the shit out of him. So the other day, which was like 3 days ago, he was cooking in the kitchen and I come up and I just poked my head around the corner. I didn't even mean to scare him. And he screamed so loud, he took the butcher knife and literally started doing this like he was gonna fence me with it.
I was gonna say,
He was brandishing his fucking knife at me, and I was like, "Oh, what were you gonna do with the knife?" He was like, "I don't know, it's just ready for anything."
because I was gonna say, like, of all the places to scare someone, you did scare them where they would be likely armed.
I didn't even mean to scare him. I was just seeing what he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
I promise.
Okay.
I promise. I'm good.
It's like Todd. I scare him around the house all the time because I guess I'm like a little ninja in that like I just walk around the house fairly quietly, and like if he comes down the hallway into the kitchen and I happen to be standing in the kitchen, he'll go, "Ugh," and I'm like, I wasn't even coming at you, I was just standing here. Or like if I turn a corner into a hallway where he happens to be walking, he'll freak out on me a little bit. Like it's a friendly, but he'll like clutch his pearls and
I love scaring people.
And well, it's like, and I never do it on purpose.
Didn't that time, but I typically will try to scare somebody on purpose, so. Whatever. We each have our own flaws, I guess.
Yeah. Whatever makes you happy.
Yeah.
So one thing that Todd and I did, we saw Ladybird.
Oh, how was it?
It's so good.
Yeah?
Yes.
Recommend?
Yes.
Okay.
It is so good. It is a standard sort of coming of age tale, but it has really, really, really great characters, awesome dialogue. It's a movie that feels, I won't say it feels small, but it feels intimate and it feels personal. And I really liked it a lot.
So you've seen most of the top Academy Award nominees.
I've seen a handful of them. I think Todd has seen all of them now.
Really?
Or all the Best Picture nominees at
'Cause-
least. He's seen most of them.
Is Get Out one or no?
Get Out is.
Okay, so Get Out, and then Lady Bird, and then Three Billboards.
Dunkirk.
Oh, Dunkirk I didn't see.
He's seen almost all of them. Like I want to look up the list now, like while we're chatting
There's
here.
the Shape of Water.
Yes, we saw that. Oh
Didn't
shit, I
see
haven't seen
that
much of them.
either. Yeah, so I, Tonya, you
That's
saw.
that's not for Best Picture. Is
Oh,
it?
but she's up for Best Actress.
We did see that. Yeah, I mean, it is like an award picture. Yeah, so the ones up for Best Picture are The Shape of Water, which Todd and I both saw.
Okay.
Darkest Hour, which I don't think we've seen yet. Or I haven't seen it. I don't know if he has.
with Churchill.
Gary,
Yeah.
with Gary Oldman as Churchill. Dunkirk. Phantom Thread, which I have not seen, but I think Todd will be seeing any day
want
now.
to see that.
So I have like little to no interest in that movie.
Really, to me it looks stunning.
And then Three Billboards, Get Out. We haven't seen The Post.
Oh, The Post. That's right. Meryl Streep and Tom Hanks.
Yep. Todd watched Call Me by Your Name. I didn't.
Oh, yeah, that's good. You gotta
And
see
then
that.
and then Lady Bird. My favorites for the year of those nominees are The Shape of Water and Lady Bird.
I haven't seen either of those, but I have seen more than I typically would during an Oscar year.
Yeah. I was like Lady Bird. I really I would strongly recommend it. I really really liked it.
I'm gonna grab a screener. I'm sure I can find some screeners for all of these.
That is how we watched it.
Yeah.
And,
oh, good.
And from the speaking of Oscars, it's so funny. We talked last week about, some noteworthy movies
Mm-hmm.
before the Academy Award nominations had come out. And
Yeah.
we talked about how, like, I mentioned that one of my favorite movies of the year, I figured would not really get an Academy Award nomination, but I would have liked for it to. And I feel bad that Wonder Woman did get snubbed. I felt it should have been up for Best Director. It should have been up for possibly even screenplay. I felt there were things it could have been up for.
Yeah.
Logan got nominated for adapted screenplay.
For the Academy Award.
Yes.
Wow. That's a first.
I doubt it will win, but yeah, I think it's one of the first times ever a comic book movie has been nominated for an Academy Award that is like not like a special effects or sound design or whatever.
I do believe in Wonder Woman's defense that they won the Golden Tomato Award for Rotten Tomatoes.
Well, good.
So that's good. They deserve that at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also you know, as much as it might not be an award, it is definitely like the crown jewel of the current generation of DC movies.
I would say superhero movies. Personally.
It's one of the better super movies in the last couple of years, although I have to say, we talked about it before, Marvel killed it last year between Thor, for me, Guardians 2, Logan, and Spider-Man Homecoming.
Spider-Man.
So,
yeah. They did some good ones. I didn't see Ragnarok though.
Oh my god!
I know, I need to see Ragnarok.
I think that comes out on Blu-ray on March 6th.
Yeah.
And I will be buying that like day one. You have to borrow. It's so good.
Yeah, I want to. I've been stuck kind of in the 90s movies right now because Keith, before he leaves, I want him to see all the ones he's missed out in his life. So we've watched True Beverly Hills.
Ah, it's cookie time.
It's cookie time.
Were you doing the Freddy?
We did the Freddy. We both have learned the speech that she gives about the story she tells about they ask for a scary story when they're camping at the Beverly Hills Hotel. Remember that?
Yes.
I went to Christophe's where I usually get my hair done, but Christophe had mysteriously disappeared. And in this place was a stranger, Ronaldo. Anyway, we could do the whole thing.
Were you excited to see the lady from that show you watched, the Colbys?
Oh, Stephanie Beacham.
Yes, her.
She's the reason why we watched it. I was like, oh my god, she's one of my favorite characters in, True Beverly Hills. So watch that. We watched Death Becomes Her.
Had you not seen that?
Nope.
Now a warning. I love that movie.
I love that movie.
That is one of my absolute favorites. What else?
And...
Soap Dish?
No.
Ugh.
Elvira, Mistress of the Dark.
Very important. I think I saw your Instagram stories of that one.
Yeah. Yeah, so he hadn't seen any of those, so I had to educate.
As we talked about...
I felt it was my duty.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome.
See, instead of going to like jury duty, that's what you should do, is show great movies to people. I mean, it's more important.
Yeah.
To me, at least.
So you been up to anything else?
No.
Alright then.
Have you?
No.
No.
That's it.
Alright.
What have you been playing?
I bought, because of a friend who watches me stream, Battlefront 2 and Oxenfree, and I got both of them for $17.
Like total?
Total.
Nice. Oh, because Oxenfree is part of the Essentials sale right now on the PlayStation Store.
Yeah, so you get the sale, and then you get the 10% off.
Because of gold, probably, right? It was on sale anyway, I think, or PlayStation Plus, not gold, sorry, Plus.
Plus, yeah.
Yeah.
And then one of my viewers and person I play with online, he gave me a $20 gift card.
Very nice.
It would have been, $37 for both games.
It's not bad.
Yeah, but I got them for 17. So
have
that was nice.
And I saw you streaming Battlefront a little bit.
So Battlefront, a little bit. Oh yeah, I want to talk a little bit about it. Have you played it?
Yeah, I played through it and I did not care for it.
Okay, so the campaign I actually like better than the multiplayer, and the campaign was short, and they kind of try to fit a lot of shit into a very short campaign, which means time frames tend to get all messed up. Yeah. And you're like, where am I, who? And so That's a bummer, but I do like Aiden, what's her name? Versio's character.
And the performance of her by Janina Gavankar is really great.
It's really good performance. I think she's a strong character. However, Keith and other people I've spoken to do not think she's a good character. They think she's weak. They don't understand why she would turn good so well, there we go. Hopefully you played it. She turns within the first like 20 minutes of playing. You can see her turn towards the good side, and so you play as her, and you're trying to basically go against the Empire at that point. But I thought it was. I mean, it's typically what they do in Star Wars. Is you get the good guys, they turn bad. You get the bad guys, they turn good. That's just what happens.
Yeah, that didn't bother me at all, because I did see that coming,
neither.
and I didn't think that was a problem, and I don't think that reflects poorly on her character.
And I think they set it up in such a short period that you could tell that was going to happen, so it didn't faze me at all.
Well, and her turn didn't really seem forced or random. It felt justified to me. I had no problem with that. The biggest problem I had with that game was the gameplay. I did not care for the single-player gameplay. I didn't even touch the multiplayer, because that's how little I cared about that. But like single player wise, yeah, nothing really landed. I didn't love the mission types. I felt like the weapons felt weak. I felt like it was weird shoehorned fan service whenever you played as a classic character.
Yeah.
I don't know. There was something about that game that didn't work for me.
It takes place right after Return of the Jedi. So the Emperor has just been killed by Darth Vader. Darth Vader's dead. And the Empire is basically in
Spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen Return of the Jedi.
Right, I was like, whoa, what did I spoil this time?
Yeah, people who like are 35 years behind on pop culture.
Yeah, they need to catch up. They need to join my 1980s and 90s class on classic videos.
Totally.
So, and okay, but multiplayer, come on, it's so difficult. And I think you brought this up last time, that people's stats and their powers are they're so different that it's easy to kill somebody who's just starting out like right off the bat, and it's like it's no fun. Like you have to build up your character. They need to match the game better.
Yes, I didn't even really care for Battlefront 1 that much, except for the VR mission, which is great. I mean, and I totally recognize that it's great Star Wars fan service. And like, you know, the music is there, the sound effects are there. There's a lot of stuff that it does that really, really makes a lot of people very happy.
Yeah.
But I'm not one of them.
No.
Because
the graphics are good.
Oh.
Graphics are stunning.
They nail the look.
I wrote some things down that I thought were important.
Yes.
The original problems, well, the fucking load times, first of all.
Those are intense, yes.
Bad. And then it has a really hard time matching players to each other, and like I just said. But then it also, if you're in a group already or a team, it cannot compute that you're on the same team, or it kicks somebody out, or it like loads you onto a different team, and it's like, why is this so difficult? Shouldn't this be like basic for any game nowadays, that they should have a multiplayer, if it's a multiplayer game to start with, to be set up properly?
Yeah,
I mean, I've never had a problem with that on Overwatch. I've never had a problem with that sometimes on Uncharted multiplayer, but on Battlefront 2, which is set up primarily as a game that's supposed to be like team-based, what the fuck?
I had no idea. No, I hadn't. Yeah, I put like no time into that.
Yeah, it's just one of those games that was rushed. And with all the microtransactions and them trying to backtrack to fix shit they fucked up. They need to. It's just a messy game, and it bums me out because I wanted to really like it, and especially since the person I play with, who got me the gift card, loves it so much. I'm not loving it, but maybe I will. It's still new for me and I suck, so that also makes it hard to deal with.
Well, one of my favorite, things I used to joke about Battlefront 1 was the first time I ever played it, like, I was on Hoth and I was just not having a good time, and, I was running around and then I was killed.
Oh yeah, the sniper, one hit. I'm like...
Oh, I was killed by somebody who, like, just a random stormtrooper who shot me and then ran by. But, like, I love that, you know, just it took me out of the Star Wars fantasy. Because, like, it does such a good job of putting you in the world with the music and the sound effects and, the level design. It looks complete straight out of the movies. But then it was like, you were killed by Puss Crusher 420. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that classic, you know, Jedi Puss Crusher.
I mean...
Yeah, it totally took me right out of the Star Wars fantasy because I was like, oh yeah, I'm still playing with a bunch of douchey gamers.
Must have been from the Dagobah.
Yeah, with like obnoxious usernames that all end in 420 or 6969.
Yeah, so, well, you know they're all under the age of 13, so...
Yup.
Yeah,
so,
that's a pain. That kind of ruins the experience.
It just ruined the fantasy of it all.
Also, the second you respawn, you die. Like, that's no fun
Spawn
either.
campers. You know.
Yeah, I've never heard that term before.
Yeah.
I like it.
So, yeah.
Cool.
There you go. Well, did you start Oxenfree yet?
I have not, because I wanted something new for next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts on that.
I want something new for next week, and I still haven't started the second half of the campaign for Battlefront 2. So
Oh, you haven't finished it yet?
No.
Oh.
So, I'm looking forward to both of those. Because it splits the campaign up, so I'm right at the end of the first part. Because Resurrection's the second half.
I don't know about Resurrection.
Where she's older.
Oh.
She's like gray-haired.
Did I do the first part of the campaign?
I guess so. Yeah.
I'll look into that.
It continues on.
Because I thought I'd finished the campaign.
Mm.
So next week we'll get to hear your thoughts on Oxenfree.
Oxenfree, yes. But as for now, you got my bad review of Battlefront 2.
Yeah, and I do feel like Battlefront is a game that, like, I think it was meant for some people, just not for me. And I'm sure there are a lot of people who are very happy with it. It's just, I'm not one of them.
If it wasn't Star Wars, it wouldn't have done so well.
Oh,
that's a lot of games.
I feel a lot of Star Wars things would not do as well as they are if they weren't Star Wars.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yes. It's just, honestly, I think I just get so fed up with dying every 5 seconds in it.
Yeah.
If they would have maybe given everybody a stronger weapon, but a longer health bar, so you could actually maybe get away if you're being attacked, instead of like, if you get shot, you're pretty much going to die. Because there's no fun in that. How do you build strategy off that? You don't even know where people are coming from. So anyway, that's my 2 cents on that.
Alright then.
But maybe next week I'll like it more. I'll let you know.
Okay.
So what have you been playing?
Well, I haven't had a lot of time to play a lot of games. Just been, busy with worky stuff. But I've been trying to dabble a little bit in the first DLC for Assassin's Creed Origins, called The Hidden Ones. Gone to the new map. I've started exploring a little bit. I've done like 1 or 2 missions. So far, it seems like more of Assassin's Creed Origins.
Yeah.
Nothing super remarkable, but more of Assassin's Creed, which is always a good thing for me. I like those games. And so the DLC is kind of exactly what I want it to be. It's more of that thing I like.
Yeah.
So there's that. I haven't really put a lot of time into that though. But I want to get through that, so I'll be ready for the second DLC, which looks sick. So that'll be cool.
Do you know the name of that one?
That is the Curse of the Pharaohs.
Ooh.
Yes.
That's fun.
Yeah, it looks really neat. Like the teasers and stuff that they did for the season pass seem really cool. So
I'll have to check that one out.
Yeah, I just checking my phone here. Yep, it is. And that's set to come out in March, which I'm looking forward to.
Sweet.
I completely caved to peer pressure because
one does.
Everyone at work is playing Monster Hunter World and raving about how awesome and adorable it is. And
it's quite adorable because I've been watching Twitch streamers play it.
Well, in fact, if your old helper cat, and like today in like the game chat room we have at work, someone's posting pictures of these cute NPC pigs wearing like a sweater. The whole thing looks very, very cute. I played last night for about 1 hour and 9 minutes, I think my in-game timer was, which is how long it took me to build my character and get to the first town and save my game.
Nice.
I've yet to attack a single monster.
They're vicious.
For it being Monster Hunter World, so far I've hunted nothing. But I'm getting involved in the world. It sounds like a lot of systems, but it seems charming.
It seems like And from what I saw, the animation of especially the monsters,
Mhm.
which you have not come across, is very good.
Well, I've encountered one monster.
And they're
but
tricky.
I had to hide because I didn't have a weapon yet.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah, they're tricky monsters. Like,
Well, sorry.
they can sense you.
Well, like the game seems to me very Dark Soulsy in like the way your character moves and kind of it's just like the way that they interact with things. It feels kind of very strategic Dark Soulsy when it comes to combat.
Okay.
Yeah, I was really hesitant to get this one just because I feel like I've been burned by so many Monster Hunter demos. I played it on 3DS. I played a demo on the Wii. I feel like I've done a handful of Monster Hunter demos, and I keep thinking like this is gonna be the one for me, and it never is.
Yeah.
The demos always are. They kind of turn me off to the point where I'm just like, this is not my series.
Yeah.
And I figured that's where I was gonna be with this one, and just all the really, really, really good word of mouth at work totally got me to cave. And I hope that that they're all right, and I actually really do take to this one.
I honestly have I have no concept of what Monster Hunter is really, because I've never really paid attention to any of it until I saw play from this game, and somebody on Instagram was doing a stream, and I was like, oh, I'll check it out. I've heard of it. It sounds old, like it's been out for a long time, but I don't know why, because I've never actually paid attention to it. But it looks very good from what I saw, so I was like, well, that could be a game that I would maybe be interested in getting.
Well, and I think a lot of the Monster Hunter games came out on platforms that you probably didn't have.
Correct.
I think a lot of them were on the Wii, the 3DS, they were on platforms that you were not a supporter of.
Correct.
But yeah, this one, people are loving it, and its reviews are real good. I want to say on Metacritic, on PlayStation 4 it has a 91, and on Xbox One it has a 94.
Yeah. Wow, that's great.
So yeah, it's got really great reviews.
Good.
So
I think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although
how's the character design system?
really good actually. My character looks pretty awesome.
Okay, because I like to be able to pick and choose.
At least for the character I was trying to build, I felt the customization was pretty robust.
Nice.
So that was pretty cool. And I'm not playing it yet, but I'm super looking forward to it. The Shadow of the Colossus reissue comes out next week. I'm so excited. That game looks so good on PS4.
Yeah, it's gonna be quite stunning.
Yeah. I love that game anyway.
Are they using the same soundtrack?
I believe so. I think it's that sort of stuff, but it's all revamped visuals.
Gotcha.
And they've updated the control scheme, I think.
Huh.
And on PS4 Pro, I think it runs at I think you have a choice of either 60 frames per second or 4K at 30. And so, I don't know if I want to have super high resolution or if I want to have high, buttery smooth frame rate, but it looks like it's going to be, all the screenshots I've seen and all the footage I've seen of it, it is a looker.
It's like that Del Taco radio ad I always hear. Would you rather this or that? And it's always something crazy like that. So.
Well, with Monster Hunter World, actually, I had to make a very difficult choice because I didn't know if I wanted to do because on the PS4 Pro you have an option of what you want the power to focus on, whether you want to focus on 4K resolution or a more solid frame rate, or if you want to focus on graphical bells and whistles, higher quality shadows and better draw distance, that sort of stuff. I've been focusing, at first I had it on frame rate, and now I think I realized I'd rather have the super high quality graphics, all the more effects and better shadows and stuff.
Yeah,
so
I would go with that too.
So that's how I've been playing that one so far. But yeah, Shadow of the Colossus, I'm so excited! And I bought a steelbook of it, because I love a steelbook.
Of course you did.
I like steelbooks.
I know you did, dear.
They're so nice. So, is it time for us to learn?
It is. I guess it's time for the word of the week. Week. So weak. This week's word is, oh God, decathect.
Okay.
Decathect.
Decathect. How do you spell it?
DECATHECT.
Could be decathect.
No, it's D.
Is it a hard E or a long E sound?
It's definitely a hard E.
Decathect.
Decathect. Well, guess it and then I'll play
Is that? It sounds like a noun.
No.
All right then. Is it an adjective?
Yes.
Well, it's funny. I kind of.
Oh no, it's not. It's a verb. Sorry.
It's a verb, really? Yeah. Oh. Is it to like remove something? I don't know.
No.
I have no idea. What is it?
Wait here. I'm gonna play it for the world to hear it.
Decathect.
Decathect. All right, then.
Decathect.
Yeah, there it is. Decathect.
And what is it?
So, decathect is to withdraw one's feelings of attachment from a person, idea, or object as in anticipation of a future loss.
Really?
That's a powerful word.
That is.
Yep.
Wow. So it's like, yeah, like you're emotionally preparing for some sort of detachment before it actually happens.
Kind of what it is when I go on OkCupid.
You're just
I already
already
hate them before I even meet them because of my sordid past.
Wow. Word of the week hits home.
Yeah. I was actually wondering, I was like, should I actually pick this word? It kind of hits too close to home, but oh well. I chose it anyway. Yeah. So, okay, so, is it time for the Vinyl Frontier?
It is. Although I do feel like we might need to sort of reestablish what this thing is called, because the Vinyl Frontier is cute and all, but this week I'm kind of blowing it out into other shit.
I do the same thing with mine now.
Yeah, I feel like it kind of could be like the Vinyl Frontier, or like Rob's Analog Corner, or what weird shit is Rob buying now? Like that could be the name of this section, really, because it's
But it's
mostly
always music.
not today. It's
Typically.
not. Well, yeah, it is often music.
Or related to.
It is.
thereof.
Well, it's funny. There is actually music in this other weird thing I bought today, or bought this for this episode.
Okay.
So,
enlighten us.
I just got an email from Square Enix that my soundtracks to Nier Gestalt and Nier Automata have shipped. They should be arriving by Saturday, which I'm very excited about, because those soundtracks are so fucking good. Oh my god. Like, I've wanted those soundtracks for a while.
They kind of creep me out.
They're so good, though.
I
So,
don't like scary sounds. That scares me more than scary visuals.
well, I'm excited.
Yes, I can tell.
So that is coming. And then, yeah, because I have no real game soundtracks to talk about right now, just because I haven't gotten one in a week. By the way, just regular old music, by the way, the new album from Borns is so good. It's real good. He's an androgynous looking, kind of pop
Oh,
rock.
yes, Borns. No, I was
Borns.
just, yeah.
Yeah, like the song...
We listened to him at your house.
Yeah, the song Faded Heart is so fucking good.
Yeah.
And it's where I like the new album a lot, Blue Madonna. But his first album, Dopamine, I was listening to it tonight while I was at work. Oh my god, it's so good. Like, it's way better than the new one even, and I like the new one. Anyway, so the little plug for Borns, not gamey at all, but...
Wait, I want to
holy
add
shit.
to that.
Yes.
Not gamey at all, but I've been obsessed with, because I just discovered, you know Kylie Minogue?
Oh, yeah?
Well, she has an album called The Abbey Road Sessions.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And she takes her dance standards and makes them into ballads.
Mm-hmm.
And they're so fucking good.
No, I'm a major, I guess, Kylie queen. Like, Todd always kind of gives me shit in that he feels that a lot of my tendencies aren't, you know, your stereotypical, you know, gay habits or whatever. Like, I'm not excited about Madonna. I'm not excited about Beyonce. But let me tell you, Kylie Minogue, she's got my number. I
so
fucking
good.
love her.
I saw her live.
I saw her at the bowl.
Oh, I did too. Did we? Oh, yeah.
We didn't go together. but,
Aphrodite, right?
was that the Aphrodite tour?
Yeah.
It might have been, yeah.
Yeah.
It was so good.
3 years ago?
Oh,
4
that's
years ago?
cute.
5 years ago?
It might have been like 7 years ago.
Shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, I might have saw her for the X tour, actually.
Okay, I saw her for Aphrodite.
So, because yeah, when I saw her, it had been 20 years since she'd been in the States.
Gotcha.
So if she toured Aphrodite like 2 years later, then that's when you would have seen her, and I did not go to that tour. But
Yeah,
I believe
it
I
was
saw her for X. I love her.
Nice.
She's awesome.
Yeah.
And then the other thing where I'm kind of blowing it out and making it a little weird, but there is still a musical angle. So have you heard of the game Deadly Premonition, the video game?
No.
It's kind of a Twin Peaksy in like kind of, but at the same time like the game is it's like not bad on purpose, but it's super quirky and strange, but it's kind of terrible. It's I won't say it's like The Room, but a lot of people consider it to be one of the best worst games, and it's like really fucking weird.
So I'm guessing it's not like an action game.
It has action in it actually. It has like some not survival horror I guess, but it's got like a supernatural, but it's got some action in it. It's really weird. It's a strange game. I actually haven't played a lot of it because when I first played it, like I wasn't having that much fun with it, and when I died after a couple of hours, I was like, you know what, I'm good stopping here. But
Right.
But since then, a lot of people have talked about it more and more and more, and I feel like I need to really
Revisit it.
commit to it.
Gotcha.
They're making a board game of it though, and my board game, I just got an email from Amazon. It just shipped. It's arriving tomorrow, and in that board game though, it includes the soundtrack. And they're like, when you play the game, fire up the soundtrack, and you can have like a Deadly Premonition evening. So we'll see how that goes. I bought so many board games that I have not played yet, Dark Souls, the board game included.
You know there's a Dark Souls card game coming out.
And I hear it's amazing. The guy who reviewed the board game, who said it was kind of a unfun, extremely difficult slog, said that the card game is actually really
It's
good.
quite the opposite.
Yeah, he said it's the best physical, like tabletop version of Dark Souls yet.
Nice.
But I mean, it's not a huge amount of competition because he hated the board game.
Yeah.
But like, I played the Bloodborne card game, and that was fun. And so I'm definitely interested in Dark Souls, the card game. And I think my friend and coworker actually bought that because he said to me, he's like, "Did we buy the Dark Souls card game?" As if we are just one and the same. And I love that he asked that, and I was like, "We did not." And he was like, "I think we did. I bought it." And I was like, "All right then." So we both play.
You actually bought it, or it was like a GoFundMe and you got it for free?
I think it was an extension of the Kickstarter for those that wanted to do it, but
Gotcha.
it is going to be, I think, widely available, or it is widely available to order for anyone now.
Gotcha. Nice.
So I did not do it from the Kickstarter of the board game, but my buddy at the office, I believe he bought it recently, so it should be arriving soon.
Very nice.
So anyway, that concludes the Vinyl Frontier, or whatever else you want to call this section.
I like the Vinyl Frontier.
It's the Rob's Wallet is Bleeding section.
That's a good one.
It's
My bleeding wallet.
My bleeding wallet.
I like that.
Yeah. So our
Well, Rob, you better just stop right there because you just got yourself caught in a graphic jam.
Hong Kong.
This week is not a graphic novel, but
Okay, so we're both breaking the rules here.
but it is still a comic.
Okay, fine.
It is the Wonder Woman periodical, or the comic strip, 1944 to 1945.
That's a lovely book.
Yes, it is. It's a very lovely book. And it's by the original creators, and it came out 2 years after Wonder Woman had been established. So, the original creators being William Moulton Marston, and then the artist is H.G. Peter. And it's, like I said, the newspaper comic.
So this was originally like a 3-panel strip every week, or every day?
You know, I don't know if it's 3-panel or if it's 6-panel. But it's probably 3.
Well, this one's 4. I mean, this one's 3. It looks like it's a single strip, though. Because this one says October 15th through 17th on this page. So it'd be 15, 16, 17.
Okay.
And 18,
You
19,
got
20.
further than I did because I didn't see that, and I was like, well, these don't really make sense on their own.
Well, I
But
guess there's a thing where they counted you reading the newspaper every day.
I guess it's the beginning of cliffhangers right there.
Right.
So, yeah, it's very popular, and especially during World War II when it came out. So, you know, it's kind of sexist because of the time.
It has historical relevance, though. It is
historical
interesting. It's a moment in
relevance.
time.
They use funny words like boob, you're a boob, or a nincompoop. I love that word. And, yeah. and some of the women have derogatory names. Like one of the women's names is Earn a Dollar.
Wow.
I love that. Earn a Dollar. It's like the best drag name ever. And so yeah, it tells a story about Steve Trevor and how she got off the island and about how she created her invisible jet. And it's kind of more based. I didn't really see a lot of the TV series, but I'm thinking the TV series is more closely based off of this comic strip.
Well, at least season 1.
Season 1, yeah. Definitely not the movie. The movie is a completely different story, but... Yeah, so... Wonder Woman, 1944 and 1945. Go figure.
Nice.
That's even before my dad was born, and he's old. He's like really old. So, there you go.
That predates
Life.
both of my parents too,
Yeah.
actually. Just by a little bit, but
Yeah, my dad was born in 46, so it was just before my dad too.
my dad's 1947.
Sweet. Maybe they
So-
know each other.
Or not.
Or not at all.
Should we get to the news?
It's time for the news.
News!
Oh, I like that sound.
Yeah, it's like the wire.
Yeah. We should do that from now on.
So, I have quite a bit of little, things to talk about. How much news you got?
I got a few things, but maybe they coincide.
Alright, so should we take some turns?
You go for it first.
Okay, so there was an article that I just saw right before coming in here that I'm going to pull up so I can actually have some interesting stuff. There was a fun little thing that BJ Blazkowicz
Yes.
of Wolfenstein
Yes.
apparently is Doom Guy's great-grandpa.
Doom Guy?
Doom Guy. Doom Guy is the player in Doom. Like, he's your player character in Doom. Doom Guy.
What?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Doom Guy. Like the character in Doom that you see in the bottom of the game.
in Doom. Oh
Doom.
my god, I was thinking Wolfenstein the entire time. I was like,
Well,
isn't
BJ
it the same
Blazkowicz is
person?
from Wolfenstein. He's Doom Guy's great-grandfather. So, apparently BJ
Oh my
Blazkowicz,
God.
according to this, Tom Hall and John Romero, co-founders of id, took to Twitter to address the lineage of the developer's most famous protagonists. The official canon is that Wolfenstein's BJ Blazkowicz is Commander Keen's grandfather. Remember Commander Keen?
What was that off of?
This was reported on Destructoid.
Oh, cool.
And Commander Keen is Doom Guy's father. And that means BJ is Doom Guy's great-grandfather. As for the generation that's unaccounted for, they made a joke about it. So it's funny. All the heroes from id's first 3 series are biologically linked. And what universe they exist in, with Nazis, aliens, and portals to hell. So,
Amen.
anyway, thought that was kind of an interesting bit of information
pretty
there.
cool.
So
I would have never tied the two together.
Right?
In 1,000, 100 billion, zillion years. But
So-
they did.
yeah.
So good for them.
So that's one bit of news I got. What you got?
Well, mine's not as nice as your news, but
Oh.
it's still news.
Okay.
It's from The Verge. So apparently, hashtag not Nolan is a thing going around right now, and the article is hashtag not Nolan, why game creators are speaking out against the founder of Atari.
Nolan Bushnell.
Yes.
I thought it was going to be about, like, not hiring Nolan North for something.
I know, I thought it was going to be about Nolan North too, which is why I read on.
He's the main Nolan now, it seems. But so, okay, tell me more about this.
Apparently, he was given an award at the Game Developers Annual Conference.
GDC.
Yep. And it was the Pioneer Award.
Okay.
And women are now starting to speak out saying he doesn't deserve that award. He basically is doing what all the Me Too campaign is about. He was a bad man in his day. And so it says, unlike expos like, I wanted to read something and I had it highlighted and I fucked it up. Sorry. So yeah, he's a bad guy and he did some bad things, and it says women are speaking up, says he doesn't deserve the award because of what's going on in the world right now.
Alright then.
So that's that.
That's
But that's a bummer. He's basically the people say like the father of video games.
Well,
the grandfather.
He's definitely one of the people that brought video
Yeah.
games to the masses and really kind of, helped the big sort of.
It's
know,
not
push.
any news that the video game industry is hostile towards women. So, I
Yeah.
mean, obviously, and it was during the 70s, so drugs, I'm sure, were involved. And
When it was even more of a boys' club then, I imagine.
Yeah.
And that's a bummer. I mean, it is like I'm not making any excuses for that sort of shitty behavior, but it is weird. I mean, like as much as that's not okay and it should be talked about if he was doing bad things, it's hard to say he doesn't deserve a Pioneer Award because of bad behavior. He still brought video games to everybody. Like he still kind of like you can't.
I guess
his achievements aren't diminished, but they can be at least tainted.
Yeah, he basically, they're just saying he doesn't deserve an award at this time
Got it.
in history.
We shouldn't be celebrating him
because
like his
of
achievement.
what he's done.
Because his achievements I think still stand, but he might be not worth celebrating.
Yeah.
I suppose. If this is all, like that's a bummer. I don't.
So-
like, I hate when people that I
I know. No, I hear you.
appreciate have that sort of stuff happen.
And it's. I mean, if this is the beginning of the video games portion, because Me Too's for
Here we go.
entertainment, for film and television, video games has a very tainted past. So we're about to find out a lot of shit, unfortunately.
Yikes.
Yeah. So that was my bit.
All right then.
Your turn.
So EA has confirmed that BioWare's Anthem is coming out in they say early 2019.
Yeah, I saw that today too.
And there's various things. Some people are calling it a delay. Some people are calling it just a strategic movement of the release date to like get it out of the way of holiday stuff. Similar to it's like what they we talked about last week about how Titanfall 2 came out within 1 week of Battlefield 1.
Yeah.
Which was unfortunate for Titanfall 2 because they were both from the same publisher. They cannibalized each other's sales, and that was
Why would they plan that?
well, holiday. I guess if they figure that people are going to buy more than one game, they'll buy both of them. But unfortunately, a lot of people, especially people who play games that are largely multiplayer focused, they tend to buy one game and they commit to that one game. Not everyone is as slutty when it comes to game playing as me.
Yeah.
So,
Like I said before, I wasn't a fan of Titanfall 2 multiplayer, but I would have played it for the campaign mode.
Yeah.
Where the other one I would have not. I would play it for, the battle. So.
Well, Titanfall 2 does have a really dedicated fan base for its multiplayer, but I mean, they are people who are like crazy amazing.
I just didn't get into it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I did a lot of multiplayer for Titanfall 1 because that's all it was.
Yeah.
But Titanfall 2, I never really did the multiplayer because I just don't care about multiplayer in most games.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyway, Anthem is currently coming out they're slated to come out in 2019. Call it a delay if you want, call it a strategic move if you want. Either way, I'm okay with it. I just hope that when the game comes out, it's awesome. That's all I want.
Yeah.
And if it's not awesome in 2019, keep it in development until 2020.
Yeah.
I don't care. I just want it to be awesome. It looks so good.
And keep those micros to a low.
It would be nice
Please.
to see some microtransactions just go the way of the dodo.
Yeah.
But yeah, like either way, it's fine. Like I'm never gonna get upset about delay, unless like it never comes out. But like if you delay it to make sure that game is awesome, I stand by your desire to stand by quality. So
I agree.
So there's that.
Yeah.
What you got next?
So Polygon, the longest standing video game record declared impossible, thrown out after 35 years.
Yup.
So apparently, I'll just read this first little portion. Twin Galaxies, the video game record keeper and official source for Guinness World Records, has declared one of the oldest gaming world records invalid after 35 years. Player Todd Rogers has been stripped of his world record for finishing the simple Atari 2600 racing game Dragster after months of debate over his completion time. So apparently he said he finished the game in 5.51 seconds.
Wow.
And according to people who have apparently put months and months of recent exploring, I guess you could say, to figure out how he could have done this. They say it's just impossible unless you cheat it. There's no way you could finish the game. Even if a computer is playing the game perfectly, you cannot finish it in less than 5.57 seconds, which is what the new record is.
Okay.
So, and that's by OmniGamer.
All right then.
And yeah, so that's sad. So basically, was it Activision?
Is that 7/100ths of a second of a difference? What was the two scores?
6/100ths of a second.
Jesus. Okay.
Hey, people want to know the truth.
Yeah.
So, like, how did he even get that time back then? Does it say it must say the time on the actual screen.
I don't know.
Well, he could never prove it, and he said he's keeping his title, like his personal thing, but I think it's Activision. They basically have taken down all his records, all his fan base. He's no more for them.
Wow.
Because of this little white lie. Yeah.
Alright then.
What a bummer.
That
I
is a
have two bummers.
Seriously.
Wait, and my third one's even worse.
2 Atari bummers also, which is even stranger. Well, let me give a little bit of good news before we get back into Cetine's sad corner. We all have just corners. That's all the sections are corners. This is a quick one. Backward compatibility on Xbox One. 2 new titles worth talking about. One of them, Spec Ops: The Line, which is basically, I think it was Jaeger Games made it. And it takes place, I think, in like Abu Dhabi, and it is pretty much their interpretation, more or less, of Apocalypse Now.
Okay.
I hear it's really good. I hear the narrative in it is really solid. I actually got it as a gift for the 360, and I've never played it.
Oh.
So
Now's your chance.
now's my chance to play it on Xbox One. So I'm excited about that.
Very nice.
And they've also added The Darkness 2, the sequel to the comic book-based first-person action title.
Sweet.
About Jackie Esposito and the darkness that inhabits him, which are like these little tentacle things that come off him.
I played that, I feel.
I played the first one,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good game.
so yeah, that's a little bit of good news before Cetine makes us sad again.
Wah, wah. So this has been kind of going. I feel like this story has been circulating for a week or two now, but do you know what swatting is?
Oh, I know what swatting
Do you
is.
know what I'm about to go into?
Well, we talked a couple weeks ago about
Yeah.
that guy in Kansas who was shot and killed.
So did we go on to why it happened?
Well, it was a Call of Duty tip,
Okay,
wasn't it?
so all right. Well then, I guess they just have new update on it on CNN. Yeah, I was like, I thought we talked about
Yeah,
this.
because like the guy who called it apparently was in Los Angeles, and he's
Yeah.
been tried for involuntary manslaughter.
Yeah, apparently the guy who was playing or who was killed doesn't even play video games. It was a false address.
What?
Yeah. Like it was a false address, and 28-year-old guy had 2 kids.
He was like shot in front of his family.
Shot in front of his family by a SWAT team. So yeah, and then this guy apparently was living in a Los Angeles homeless shelter, and I don't know how he was gaming, but he went to the library to make this call as a dare or a bet because people were having a tiff over the fucking game, the Call of Duty game.
Jesus.
And so it just kind of blew out of proportion. And apparently this guy, this isn't the first time he's done this. This is like his 20th victim. This is just the first time it got out of hand this way. He said it was funny because people would be like removed from their houses, they'd be put in jail, but you know, obviously nobody died from it. And
That's
so
insane.
that's why it's found in the spotlight.
God, that story keeps getting worse.
Yeah, so that's it. But that's just an update on that story.
Alright then, I did not know that update. That's upsetting.
Yeah.
Alright, well, the MOBA title from Epic called Paragon is being shut down due to FORTNIGHT, their new title that has the Battle Royale mode inspired by PUBG.
Yeah.
Fortnite's apparently doing so well that it has completely cannibalized the Paragon player pool.
Oh wow.
And a MOBA is only as good as its community and the people playing it. And so they've decided to permanently shutter Paragon and stopped supporting it, and they're actually issuing refunds to everyone who played it on all platforms.
Why?
Well, it was free to play, and so I think if you bought into it and bought cosmetic stuff and like bought things for it, they are. I don't know if it's going to be automated or if you have to request them, but apparently they are offering refunds for everyone who gave money to Paragon, which that's a really bold and kind of cool gesture, honestly. Like I'm surprised. I always feel like if you
But don't you think they got their time in with Paragon?
Yeah, well that's the thing. I feel like unless you just bought Paragon in the last like month,
Yeah.
you really, I imagine, are getting your money's worth because the game is largely free to play. But like, I think it's just it's a stand-up gesture to make, because honestly, they don't have to do that. And
they must be making bank off of Fortnite.
I imagine Fortnite must be very profitable for them.
Yeah.
But yeah, like to buy into a multiplayer game ecosystem, I think that's just a risk you take. That like, you're playing a game that for now will be good, and once everyone moves on, or they shut down the servers, that game is over. And that's just a risk you take. Like, I totally recognize that if I fire up Destiny 1, it's gonna be a fucking ghost town.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Like,
expect it.
Yeah, like that's, I'm okay with that. I've moved on to Destiny 2 and to other games even.
Yeah.
And so I would never expect that. So I think it's kind of a cool move on their part.
I feel like they're tooting their own horn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, they've already put so much stock in this other game. They're like, we don't need... Who cares about Paragon?
Well, I don't know. Also, it's nice for them to stop supporting Paragon if they need to put more of their team onto Fortnite to make sure Fortnite stays awesome.
Agreed.
Like, it could just be a shifting of resources, but the fact they're taking care of their old consumers is remarkable.
I can see it if they would have, like, refunded people who had just recently, like you said, made purchases within, like, last year or two.
Yeah.
How old is it?
Paragon's a couple years old.
Okay, well, within the last year, but, like, for people
Also,
who have...
like 2 years or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, well, that's their own thing. If they want to do it, fabulous.
Yeah, it's a little bit of good news
I'll
out
take
there.
my money back even though I never bought it. Or I spent money, or fed into it, I guess. That's it. That's all my news.
Okay, well, I have 3 other things.
Go for it.
Xbox Game Pass is a $10 monthly thing, or a $10 monthly membership for Xbox, where you have access to quite a few titles that actually is download to your Xbox. It's not like PlayStation Now, where it's a stream of a game, where there can be some delays and stuff. It is a game that downloads to your account, and it's only active while you are a member. And a lot of the games they have, I mean, it's great for people, especially who are going and mining previous elements of the catalog.
Yeah.
It's not quite so great for me because I tend to buy stuff right when it comes out, and I tend to be kind of on top of releases. But it's really great, especially like people with kids or people who are coming back to gaming after a couple of years off.
Okay.
Because you can really go back and experience some older stuff.
Yeah.
But there's some
The
cool
library is open.
Like, it's actually much more valuable now to a lot of people because new first-party Microsoft-published titles are supposedly coming to Xbox Game Pass on day 1, which means like Sea of Thieves, Xbox Game Pass on day 1. So for $10 per month, you can play this $60 game day 1.
That's nice.
Yeah, so it almost kind of seems like, I mean, especially like with a game like Sea of Thieves.
That looks amazing too.
Yeah, well, the game looks really charming, but I don't know if I'm gonna want to play it forever. So that might be a thing where maybe I pay $10 for a month, play it for the month, and if I like it, I'll play it maybe a second month for another $10, and then maybe I consider myself done. Who knows? But like, knowing me, I'll
And
probably
then you just buy it when it's on sale a year later.
for $20, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of cool though. The fact they're doing that, and I imagine Crackdown will also be part of that, and State of Decay 2, like any Microsoft first-party release title, which would mean new Halos. Whenever they announce another Halo, Forza.
No refunds for buying Halo 1.
Right? So I thought some cool news. It actually really, Xbox Game Pass has always been fairly attractive. This is actually very, very enticing. So there's actually $120 a year. That's 2 games per year.
Yeah.
Like it's the cost of 2 full price new games, and you have access to this pretty robust library, especially with brand new titles on day one. So kind of neat. God of War has a release date.
Oh, what's that?
4/20.
Interesting.
Same day as Nintendo Labo.
Nice.
But yeah, God of War. There's a trailer that just came out. Like I think it's the story trailer that has the launch date at the end of it.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite trailer, but I gotta say I'm actually more interested in the game than I have been so far on its campaign. I'm curious about the new direction it's going.
Have they showed any? Do they show gameplay in it, or is it just like a?
It feels like mostly cinematics.
Yeah.
It's not. It doesn't look like pre-rendered CG, but it does look like a lot of in-game cinematics and not a whole lot of interactive stuff. It doesn't feel like a gameplay trailer so much as it feels like an in-game engine cutscene trailer.
A little teaser for you.
But it is very cinematic. It looks kind of like the cinematic level of The Order 1886, for example, which that game was very, very cinematic and beautiful. And God of War looks like it's going to be a looker.
Yeah.
So, I thought that was kind of neat.
They all are, though. Like,
Oh,
the
yeah.
wars are nice. Yeah.
They've always been really great showcases of the hardware, and this one, of course, it needs to be. Kratos is one of the bigger sort of mascots of the PlayStation platform.
Yeah.
So, and my last bit of news is actually sad. I should have thrown this in with your sad news. We could have ended on a more exciting note.
It.
Sorry. Toys R Us is closing 180 stores across the country.
I think I saw this coming.
Well,
I mean, I saw an article a couple months ago about them kind of dying.
you brought it up
I
on the
was going to
podcast.
say, did I talk about that?
You did.
It sounds very familiar.
Because you talk about how they want to become more of an experiential thing where like they can host parties or like
Yes.
the-
Wow, that took me back.
the
Okay.
staff can take things out of the boxes and play with them. We were like, not kids though, just the staff.
Yeah.
And you and I decided that that is reason enough for us to never go to Toys R Us because
Yeah.
we don't want to deal with kids having parties.
Ever.
So yeah,
So.
of the 180 Toys R Us's that are closing, neither of them are the 2 that are close to us, or the 3 that are in LA. Because I know of one in
How
Burbank.
many still exist?
Well, there must be quite a few because I mean they're closing 180 stores, and I can name 3 of them within a 30-minute drive that are all staying open. There's
Yeah.
one in Los Feliz, there's one off La Cienega on the way to
Yeah.
the airport, and there's one in Burbank near the Costco, and they are all staying open
Where's the
according
one
to
in
the
Los
list of closures.
Feliz?
It is on Los Feliz Boulevard, just east of the Bigfoot Lodge, right next to Costco, actually.
We know that's the same one as the Burbank one.
No, the Burbank one's on Victory,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
just south of the Costco.
That's right.
Yeah,
And,
the one near LAX is not near a Costco.
gotcha. Gotcha. Oh, that's right.
The one off La
With the
Cienega.
little planes. Anyway, it's by the airport.
So yeah, Toys R Us is closing 180 stores, which is a bummer. I dropped my pen. I'll be right back.
Okay. Well, while that's happening, I did want to do a quick little Overwatch League update.
Yes.
And so, to date, Dynasty, which Soul,
The Seoul Dynasty.
yeah, they
Are they still
number one.
undefeated?
No, they were defeated by New York XL.
Really?
They were defeated. It was like a 3-2 battle, and so yeah, New York beat them. But actually, the first top 3 spots are all tied. So Dynasty, XL, and London Spitfire are all 5 wins, 1 loss.
Okay. And then who's in 4th place?
Oh, your hubby.
The Houston Outlaws.
And then last,
Go Jake, go!
yeah, Jake's cute.
Where are the LA teams?
Well, in last place, which is 12, Shanghai Dragons.
Okay.
And the LA team 5th.
Which one? Valiant. And where's the Gladiators?
And Gladiators are 8th with
Okay.
2 wins and 4 losses.
Ouch.
Shanghai Dragons have not won 1 match.
They're completely.
0-6.
Yeah, I want to say what's the opposite of undefeated?
Completely defeated.
Oh yeah, defeated. That would be it.
Yeah.
All right then.
It's a shutout.
So
Shut down.
it was funny though. Speaking of Overwatch League, on was it Saturday?
Did you actually watch it? I haven't watched
Oh
any
yeah.
of it live.
Well, our Instagram story on Thursday.
Yeah.
What night was a lovely shot of Jake being interviewed after he had a fucking kick-ass play where he had a Junkrat Riptire that took out like 3 people on the payload, and then the rest of the team took out the rest of the team, and then they all swarmed the payload, and the payload went back. It was like 2 meters from checkpoint A. It went backward to like 15 meters back. The other team
Won the game.
didn't even get to checkpoint A, and it ended the match, and they won. It was really exciting, actually. Like, now I totally get why people like sports. And, like, it is an e-sport. I mean, I want to say it is different. But, like, there was
That's
such strategy,
pretty good.
and Jake saved the day, and it was fucking cool. It was great to watch. It was, like, really exciting.
Good job, Jake.
I was at work late, and I took my laptop to where we watch the Overwatch League. Whenever it's happening, we have the league on a TV. And we were watching it, or I was watching it with like one coworker, with my laptop on my chest, typing emails, and I just stopped to watch, like, because it was such a good play.
Yeah. Nice.
And but it's funny. So on Saturday, before meeting up with everybody at the brewery, I had a conference call at home, and as soon as the conference call was done, I grabbed my PlayStation controller, fired up Twitch to tune into the Overwatch League. Because they were playing, it was actually the Outlaws playing that night, or that afternoon. And so I threw that on so I could watch, and then I realized I need to get cleaned up, so I hopped in the shower. And while I was in the shower, all of a sudden Todd comes like bursting into the bathroom, and he's like, "Dude, there's a player on the Outlaws that's like super cute." And I was like, "Yeah, I know." And he was...
Doesn't he listen to the podcast?
Well, and then he was like, "Oh yeah," and I was like, "Well, what's his name?" And he goes, "Some name that wasn't Jake Lyon." And I was like, "Oh, so you're wrong." And I was like, "Well, what's his player name?" He's like, "Oh, it's Raucous." And I was like, "Nope, wrong, false." But apparently Todd now has a crush on the Outlaws with the player Raucous, because he likes his like sort of Troye Sivan hair. He has like this like super long sweepy hair, only in the front. Not a big fan personally, but whatever. That more Jake for me.
Huh. Yeah, I'm honestly not too familiar with any of the players on any of the teams.
You gotta be watching.
Except Jake.
It's actually it is really exciting. It's fun to watch. I think they are playing.
I mean to, and I forgot.
Wednesday at 4. I think is the first. Like I think it usually goes Wednesday through Saturday.
Gotcha.
From 4 to like
7,
8 or 9.
Oh, okay. Ooh, they're good late. Okay.
Well, because they do like 3 team matchups per day.
Okay.
And I want to say Wednesday the Outlaws are not playing.
And do you just watch it through your Overwatch game?
I watch it through Twitch.
Or do you watch it through Twitch?
Yeah, the Overwatch channel. So, speaking of Jake, and you know, so we can look back to last week when he was my first, and I think the first actual live human crush of the week we had.
Yes.
It's time to talk about
The crush of the week.
All right then. I like how the song keeps changing. I
can't ever remember how I did it.
I never know what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
So
Keep you on your toes.
who you got?
Oh, I forgot to mention, sorry.
Oh.
In news, you brought it up.
Yes.
Elvira is coming to Blu-ray.
I did send you that link like
Yes.
earlier the week, yeah.
And I don't even know when. But she is.
Yes.
So the first film, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, is coming to Blu-ray.
The one we've talked about multiple times.
Yes.
On
You
the
never will
podcast.
either with them soup cans on your head.
Because, yeah, that was, it's coming to Blu-ray from Arrow Films, or Arrow Video.
Does it say that when? Maybe that's why I didn't know.
Let's see. I don't see a date. It just says details soon.
Okay, so we don't know when, but it will,
Yep.
apparently.
So,
We'll just have to take their word for it.
the important thing is it's coming.
Yeah. My crush is, is typical Tuesday. Aiden Versio, because I love my hot brunettes.
Seriously, and she's an attractive lady.
Yeah,
And
she's
she's-
some good smoky eye action going on, just like Chloe would approve.
And she is, I don't care what other people say, she's a strong character.
I would think so too.
So, I
Yeah.
approve.
I think, I'd follow her into battle. Why not?
Nice.
Yeah. And I love the first scene with her when she's in chains.
Oh.
Or locked up.
Yeah, when she's actually like being awesome super spy,
badass,
she's
yeah.
pretty cool.
She's fucking badass.
Yeah.
She would tie a bitch up.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. How's yours?
Mine is Arthur from Ghosts and Goblins, or Ghouls and Ghosts, depending on which version you're talking about. But Arthur.
The Knight?
Uh-huh.
Is he named after King Arthur?
I don't know.
Huh.
But he's got a nice full beard.
Yes.
He's not too tall.
No.
He's like not too muscly, but he's in shape.
He's, lean.
And I like his
Underwear.
Yeah, I like his strawberry covered boxers.
Yeah.
And there was, I mean, like originally, my crush list here, I had Maximo / Arthur, because he sort of got a little bit of new life in the title Maximo, Ghost to Glory for PS2, because they sort of like changed his name and redid him, but he's not the same. Maximo doesn't count quite as much. It's all about Arthur. So.
Yeah.
And it was just recently a really great Japanese developed collectible figurine of Arthur. It's like $85. So that may be a thing I never get. But I do like Arthur.
Figure?
Yeah, it's pretty cute.
Is it plastic?
I would imagine so.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's like $80 and you have to import it.
That's
it's
too
like
much.
Nope.com. But
You got it right here?
yeah, here's you can see some
Let's see.
pictures of him.
Oh, and his underwear too.
Right? Yeah, you can take off the armor and put on the underwear instead.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. It's pretty charming. He'd look good on my desk. But that's
Will it show it on that?
maybe. I don't know. Try it.
You can see.
So, yeah. Anywho. So, Arthur, he's my man
Nice.
this week. So,
All right.
there you have it.
Cute.
Right?
Well, we done did it.
We did. We done did it.
We're literally done. So take that, you. Episode number 43.
But who's counting?
Who's counting? Not me. So you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Cetine the Dream, or on Twitch at Cetine.
And you can follow me on Twitter at Fast Danger, or on Instagram and Twitch at Mr. Gladstone.
And you can follow the podcast at BitDiff Podcast on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
Or you can send us an email at bitdiffpodcast@gmail.com.
We have new episodes every Wednesday.
And would you kindly follow, rate, and comment in iTunes and Google Play, and in this new development?
Yeah, we're trying out a new YouTube channel, and it's youtube.com/bitdiffpodcast, like everything else we have.
And yeah, we're still in the process of working out the kinks.
We're working out the kinks. We are actually recording it right now to see how it goes, which is why if there's some weird like cut scenes in the middle of this podcast, we're trying to figure out how to record this thing. So
And worst case, if it doesn't work, we will post this one like we have previous episodes, which would be a still image of our logo, I think, where it's just the audio.
yeah.
But at least it's up there, so...
It'll be up there. And I'm still, I've only uploaded the first 11 podcasts so far. But this also is not for, like, you to go and just, like, listen to it again on YouTube. I mean, if you're listening to it on iTunes, you might as well just stick with iTunes. Unless we start doing the videos, which is what the main reason for doing YouTube is in the first place, so... But yeah, follow us anyway.
Yeah. Why not? There could be some surprises. Who knows what we could do?
Yeah. Who knows?
Not me. I guess I should probably figure that out though.
All right. Well, and on that note, let's end this. And chowsies.
Bye bye.
That was the hot mess. Oh.